Very good evening to ladies and gentlemen. This is Karthik here, the host for today, and we are going to discuss something about how to be a speaker who gets recognized globally. And today we have with us some faculties. We have trainer. Welcome to Amir sir, trainer and coach. Good evening, sir. And we also have some other faculty and students here. So happy to see you all today. And the funniest part is we had over 103 participants. Unloaded on it, it looks like only 22 have turned up. So that's fine. Absolutely. I'm not at all. I mean, we have some people even on Google. We have even got the people who are there on Google window. Now, what are we trying to do here? What are we trying to speak today is very, very common factor. You know what? We are just trying to speak about communication, but how do you communicate is very simple. I'd request all the participants to mute themselves, please. Thank you. So, when I speak about communication, everybody says that we know what is communication. The main reason why I'm talking about communication today here is whenever I was trying to interact with people from various designations or different professions, there have been experts, there have been professionals, but there is a way to properly communicate with people. If I'm not wrong, if you say that you are a trainer or you are a coach, if you are a professional expert, then what is the way or procedure how you talk to people? I mean, like, trust me, there are some expert speakers, expert trainers, expert people. I'm not talking about a student. They have been in this training profession since many, many years. But when we look at some of the terminology, some of the words, some of the uh, conversations they make, you feel like, is this really the way how we do a conversation? So training or coaching is not that easy. Many of my friends say that, Karthik, I love to train people, I love to talk to people, I love to do this, I love to do that. But the main question is, how far are we able to communicate with them? Are we really in a position to help them to understand what we are trying to speak, what we are trying to deliver? If this is what the question is, many say that yes, I know. In fact, I gave opportunity to many people, but unfortunately, they could not actually prove themselves in terms of this. Now, why this has happened is just because whatever we think in our mind, when we are not able to deliver out, then that's when we are a failure. When we look at primary communication, the simple factors of communication are very, very clear. You be you be energetic, you be clear, your tone has to be perfect, you sound professional, you carry a little smile, not a big smile like showing all the 32 teeth in a Colgate advertisement or any such advertisement. You just be very humble, don't be over humble, and then don't fake your accent. Make sure you have a positive body language, and your presentation ability is in place. Lot many factors. Trust me, I have a slide for all of you to show here, because I was just doing some sort of homework on this. Let me try to share with you all. Just give me one quick minute. And friends, if after some time I'd be just inviting a couple of people, they will also be addressing us, right? So here it goes. I'm just trying to share the screen for this. Just bear with me for a minute. Yes, there it is. But I'll also try to share the screen for the uh, ones who are on Google. Just bear with me for a minute. Right, here it is. Now, I believe everyone are able to see the screen of the PPT here. Now, when I speak about this, the first and foremost thing, to be a great speaker, to be a speaker who where the world can really listen to you, hear to you. first thing you need to do it with a passion. For me, my job is my passion. I mean, like, my job is into HR, my job is into technologies, but my passion is training. I'm very passionate about it. I love to listen to people, I love to talk to people, and I love to take feedback from people. And this, my ideology made me strong today to be there as a speaker in front of many people. I'm being able to deliver sessions on a daily basis. I'm taking more than 5 sessions in a day today. Because of COVID, I'm able to interact with a lot of people. I'm delivering the sessions on technologies, HR. I'm delivering the sessions on various aspects. But all these things I'm not just doing for it, just that everyone is doing. This is something out of my passion. I thought, let me also see whatever the knowledge I have, let me share it with the rest of the world. So this is something I was just trying to do. When I do this, I'll be very happy. That's my satisfaction. It's not something I'm doing for money, right? See, whenever I have money, I can do a lot of things. Now, what are the things I would like to discuss all about? Now, when I observed many, many, many public speakers, I'll come back to the basics of communication and speaking again. When I speak about public speakers, what are the things I actually felt about? I heard to thousands of speakers. Trust me, I try to attend every single session whenever they say there is a session by this particular speaker or on this particular topic. There are two things I do. I love to listen to the speaker and I love to get the knowledge from that session. Now, like this, I heard to thousands of speakers in the last 11 years. Just I found two different types of peoples: just speakers and professionals. Remember, just speakers and professionals. Who are just speakers and who are those professionals? When I say just a speaker, he's someone who is just meant to be there to present some information, read out or show that information, and go back without any detailed discussion or any sort of interaction. He's just meant there to give a presentation and walk out. Simple. He is not willing to interact more. He will not be ready, prepared to discuss with people on any aspect. The thing is, he's just like that. He's just prepared to be a speaker where he or she can present what they are supposed to do and then go back, right? So that's number one. And number two, who are professionals here? When I speak about a professional is someone who firstly depends on his Google Drive, not on the system's Google Drive. And number two, a professional is someone who can connect with a real time example. A professional is someone who can connect with real time stories. A professional is someone who can engage the audience in such a way that they still feel like listening to them. I mean, listening to that speaker hours together. Trust me, hours together. The biggest skill in public speaking or in communicating with people is coming up with real time examples. Give some live examples and engage them with real time examples. Make them to feel that connect in their real time life. I'll tell you what happened. Because of the lack of communication, everybody have facing a lot of problems. Everyone, trust me. Like similarly, when I completed my graduation in 2004 after my engineering, like everyone, even I had a dream to come back to a job. Now, job is not that easy. When I say I need a job, I need to attend an interview. For that, I need to prepare a resume. Those days, 2004, I don't even know the name of a word called resume. We used to call it as a biodata, prepared it for a single page. Then, because of the projects and everything, it came to 2 pages. Now, I'm absolutely happy. I was living in Amirpet. Interviews were happening across Jubilee Hills, High Tech City. Every day I was going for interview, and every day I'm coming back while going with the hope that I'll get a job, and while coming back with a hope that tomorrow I'll get a job. You understood, I believe. That means today I did not get selected. Like this, the days went on. 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. 59 interviews I failed. 60th interview, I cracked it. I'm happy. My first job came in High Tech City. And my salary was just 1800 bucks per month. I don't know how many will be ready to take it for 1 hour today. I was traveling all the way from Dilshuk Nagar. Then after getting job, I moved to Dilshuk Nagar to my relative's place. So from Dilshuk Nagar, I was moving out. I mean, traveling all the way to high tech city. Now, why I failed 59 times in an interview? I'm a graduate. Have been doing. I was a part of more than 30 plus conferences and workshops in my engineering days. I was a first prize winner in many presentations in Tiruvannamalai, Chennai, Coimbatore, different places. Trust me. I have all those certificates. I have my engineering certificate. Now, still, why I failed to crack an interview? Because not that one size fits everyone. There's a quotation, right? Simple. Whatever the knowledge I gained in my engineering days was not suitable to clear an interview. I was just reading the presentations. I was just trying to be a part of that presentation where, I was never so serious. I never took mock interviews. But when I came to an interview, that is something where your instant thinking ability needs to be in place, where your preparedness needs to be in place, where your speaking ability comes in place. All these things I failed. The one thing I used to do, how could I win 60th interview? Every day after failing interview, come back to the bus stop, look at someone who was wearing a tag, ask them, this is what my status is. I came for an interview. Why do you think I would have failed? I don't even know who are they. I just introduce myself and then ask. Few used to give inputs, few used to say even I don't know. Like that we collected because those days we never had these many YouTube videos and sessions. I'm talking about 2004, where one fourth of the high tech city was formed. One fourth. There were only four buildings when I started working. Ascendas IT Park, where I was working, Cyber Towers, I still remember, and then TCS, some other small building. Yeah, Infotech. These were the four buildings that used to be. I could see the next 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers surrounding around high tech city. So I failed, but after 59 in times, but still I succeeded because there were lot of things I had to practice. That was possible only when I started listening and speaking and talking to professional people. Just talking to someone is not going to make a big difference, but when you talk to a professional, when you talk to someone who has good knowledge on the topic, when you talk to someone who is really able to help you with some sort of inputs which makes you to feel comfortable and better in gaining a job or any knowledge skill, that's the right place, or that he is the right person. Listening many sessions from all of this, everything was good, undoubtedly. I had just speakers, I had professionals, many sessions. I was a part of many TEDx activities. I attended more than 100 plus TEDx events, and very soon, unfortunately, it wasn't supposed to be in the month of March. I was supposed to be a TEDx speaker, but that got missed out because of Corona. Hopefully, they are going to reschedule it. But still, there is one question left out after all this. One simple question. That one question is, one question in three different things. Number one, what makes a good speaker good? Now, who is a good speaker? There is no bad speaker. Fortunately, if you look at that particular terminology, there is no one called a bad speaker. Everybody is a good speaker. But when do you say a speaker is really good? That's when you understand, I mean, whatever the speaker is trying to speak, when it is really reachable and audible and understandable to a common layman also, or when that particular speaker is trying to talk to you in a way where you are getting the information what you're exactly looking for, or he's a speaker who is trying to be very friendly, interactive, and a very closed kind of person who can help you to grow, can be a good speaker. Or who knows how to put the things in front, who knows how to speak to someone, who knows how to professionally ask questions, must be a great speaker. Now, who's a great speaker? Now, good speaker is someone, okay, fine, I got it. Now, who is a great speaker? Now, that's the second question I had. The third question makes an outstanding speaker. No, who is that outstanding speaker? Where can I find these? I was actually researching. Now I was in a confusion. Do I need to be a good speaker or a great speaker or an outstanding speaker? If at all I want to be a good speaker, I can be that. Not a big task. But how can I be a great speaker? And how can I be an outstanding speaker where the entire world will look at you, entire world will look at you and listen to you what you're trying to say? How is it possible? That's what we need to research now. Because We know that everybody can speak, everybody can everybody can communicate, but how effectively, how impressively, how properly, how professionally we communicate is the question here. Now, for example, if you just want to be a good speaker, you can be a normal speaker, like a speaker who's really good in understanding this, having a good subject knowledge, product knowledge, and who is able to be really good with the people. All good qualities, undoubtedly, more than enough. A great speaker, a great speaker is something an extra mile, who is beyond this, and who can really help you to understand what exactly, I mean, who can help you to see your future, who can help you to make you to understand what exactly this is going to be, or how exactly this situation should be handled. Trust me, he is someone who can really take you to a real time world. Outstanding speaker, very few people are there who can be called as outstanding speakers, who come up with such powerful words, such powerful communication, where they make a real impact, where they make a real difference. And it's not about the words only, it's about the way they put the things across. It's all about the way they talk to people. It's all about the way they go with the people. They make the people to drive, to walk along with them, to travel along with them. You just feel like you're in a different world. That's something you call, I mean, like, I call it as an outstanding speaker. Now, before I go with the next topic here, especially, just give me 1 minute. Right, here it goes. We have a trainer and coach with us today. I thought let me also have some inputs from him so that I'll again continue to speak. Amir sir, are you available? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So thanks for being today here. So I'm really glad to see you here today, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. How about you?
Good, good, sir. Good, sir. So before I go with the next discussion, I thought like let you also share some inputs with our audience today, so that will help them.
Yes, of course. Whatever you told is perfectly right.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Being me as a trainer since 5 years, more than 5 years, I still feel that I need to learn a lot. And that's the
Okay.
reason I'm attending your session again.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is a lot to learn about it. Like whatever you said as a speaker, it's really need to have like a great speaker which comes from the core of the heart, and the as you said, the information, just giving the information is not enough,
Yes, sir.
right? It has to be like the speaker should inspire or inculcate the topic in which he is telling to the audience. That is very really important.
Right, right. You're right. You're right.
So what are you expecting from me?
No, see, since you're already into this profession, I thought you can give some more inputs to the students, or you can do it even at the end of the session if you're willing to, because every input
Yeah,
is different and every input will be valuable for them, right? So,
of course, thank you very much for that opportunity. I don't think so that I can do it. uh,
so no, sir, no, 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 no. You're also capable of doing it. Probably we'll do one thing. Once I'm done with this, I'll leave some time so that you can also share your valuable inputs where some of the youngsters can know or learn from you,
Sure, no
right?
issues.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, that was something I was about to. I was just checking with Amirji. Now, coming back to this actual discussion, now let us come back to the communication. Well, now you decide whether you want to be a good speaker or a great speaker or an outstanding speaker. Many of us dream that I wanted to be such a speaker where people get mesmerized or spellbounding. Yes, everything is possible, but how that needs to be done? Speaker becoming a speaker is not just about standing in front of people and talking something whatever we know. Speaking is not about just throwing out the words whatever comes from our mouth. It's a act. It's neither a science or art. It's an act that needs to be taken very carefully every single moment, because the world is looking at you, the world is listening to you, the world is watching you. It's very, very important. Number one quality, the first quality rather, the first quality to be a good speaker is to be a good communicator. How good, how well are you able to communicate is a question. Now, how well are you communicating means everybody is able to communicate, everybody is able to speak up. Now, my simple question is, how many people are able to rightly do this? My simple question is this, just because uh, I see a lot of people saying, I mean, like in the last 3 years itself, in the last 2.5, 3 years, I personally met more than 200 plus people. Trust me, 200 plus people who just passed out of 10th standard, who just passed out of intermediate 12th standard, who just passed out of engineering, and they started giving sessions, they started giving lectures, irrespective of the language, whatever the language it is, I don't mind, I don't bother. Now, the question here is, now the question here is, what sort of language are these people using? Are they really using some language where people can really be happy? Are they really using any such powerful terms or words where people can understand them easily? No, it's not happening. It's definitely not happening. No, even now I'm just trying to see if I can, come up with a video for all of you. I'll just try to get it done in some time. Now, my biggest question here is, how effectively are we able to communicate? When we stand in front of people, two things will happen. Either because of the over happiness, we don't know what we speak. Number two, either because of nervousness, we fail whatever we prepare to speak. No, this happens not only with a student, this happens with many, many experienced people. I'll give you an example. Very recently, 6 months ago, if I'm not really wrong, I was at one of the session where I was sitting as a panel judge. I was a judge and for a conference, and a lot of faculty were presenting their sessions. It was a part of a presentation. Every time I see small mistakes happening, but with one person, I saw such big mistakes, so many mistakes in one presentation that, you know what, uh, s- every time there were many such mistakes happening with everyone, but with this particular person, there was only one mistake, that he was not able to actually even remember what exactly he was trying to, he was supposed to speak. Later part, when I called him and spoke, he said, "Sir, along with me, there was another person who is the actual presenter. But unfortunately, since he did not come in the last minute, I was supposed to do this session." Then I asked him, "Were you not informed to be prepared?" He said, "Yes." Then why? He's a faculty. I'm not criticizing anyone. Now, what he says is, "Sir, our job is just to teach in the college. And we never did any presentations, nor even in the college time. Now, after so many days, when we saw so many big people sitting right in front of us, we were not confident of preparing, I mean delivering whatever we are supposed to deliver." Now, this question why I'm, I mean this point why I'm telling is, many people think that students are the only people who are failing to give presentations or speak in public. But trust me, there are a lot of people even in corporates. When I started working in 2004, after 1 year in the same company where I was working, an employee was just taken out of the company after two warnings because he's a good programmer. He's undoubtedly an expert in technology, but he could not speak out whatever he's supposed to. I mean, whatever he worked on, he could not even explain properly what he exactly worked upon because he never stood in front of 100 people or 50 people or even two or three people. The biggest challenge here is for students. Many of the students step back, they don't come out and say, "I'm ready to speak, sir. I'm ready to answer this, sir." Just because they're conscious about the neighbors who will laugh at me, who will smile, who will comment, who will say what, all these things. Number two, what is happening with the professionals, those working professionals in the colleges or companies? There are these kind of people, they know only two things. They just come to the campus. Since the people who are sitting right in front of them are less than, I mean, very younger to them, they don't have any problem. They'll be able to somehow manage and then deliver the lecture. But when they see someone who are beyond their age, who are really expertised in this area, that's when they fumble the things. Then how can you be a good communicator? The only fundamental concept which you can remember to be a good communicator is, the only fundamental concept or formula which you can remember here is that, think that you're the only fellow in that particular room. don't care about anyone. You have got an opportunity, you wanted to speak, you just get up, go there, speak whatever you want, and come back. This is a fundamental concept. Now, a small correction in this again. If I say whatever you wanted to speak, again, people will fumble, people will go confused. Whatever you prepared, you speak it the way you wanted to, but in a proper English, in a proper grammatical way, with proper words. Sir, you're saying simple, but a lot of things in this again. No, effective speaking or even normal communication is a very, very, very simple activity. It's not a theoretical subject. Today, today, if you ask even a third class, fourth class fellow to speak continuously for 10, 15 minutes, they will be able to speak. How is it possible? How is it possible? Just because they are able to do this and they have been made to do this in their college or schools. One thing I would like to simply say, communication is not a big task. Communication is all about how you talk to others in a normal, simple manner. Remember the formula of S3: short, sweet, and simple. Make a sentence very short, very sweet, and a simple way. If you just want to introduce yourself to someone, the factors that you need to remember: you manage your tone properly. If you look at my tone now, I'm just trying to make it normal. If I want to speak it in a very, very uh, other fashion, like I should say a bold way, or uh, I should say in a movie language, like a villain who is not pleasing, in an unpleasing manner, I can say like, yeah, hello, so I would like to talk to you all about, imagine how does that sound. If you talk to audience like this, and if it sounds so, the people will be like, okay, what is he trying to speak to us? What is he trying to say? Nor if I try to be nervous, if I'm getting nervous, then my tone will be going like this. uh, Hello, I would be talking to you all on. So neither that one, the first one is good, nor the second one is good. Number one, you manage your tone in a simple, smooth way. Have clarity, open the mouth widely, have some energy, have some energy. This is my fourth session since morning, and I have two more to go with, and I didn't even had my coffee. I'm still continuing with the same energy what I was carrying since from the session one. I know I'll be carrying it till 10 o'clock. The reason is I just took this out of my passion, and I know that I can deliver this. It's not about taking some inputs, okay, taking some inputs, taking some any kind of whatever you want it to be like. If you are very much committed to talk to people in a way that you would like to present, nothing will be a hurdle. Just keep yourself smiley, happy, go to them and say like, I mean, how casually we speak to our family or friends, just the same way. Just tell them, hey, you know what, guys, I just wanted to talk. I mean, I can even make a session in such a way. Okay, passion doesn't tire us, Kartikeya. Great going. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Nag. So now, I would like to come up with this point. This is something how I'm trying to casually go with all of you. And if you really wanted to listen to how I speak in many of my other sessions, you know what, you will get it right now. You know what, guys, I'm just trying to help you all to understand what exactly is communication all about. So when I look at communication, trust me, it is one of the biggest challenge for many people, but it's the most lovable concept, and trust me, you will be able to do it just like this. You'll be able to just deliver it the way you cannot even imagine. It's all a small, very minute task where you'll feel like, oh my god, did I do it? Oh my god, could I do this? Yes, it's you, it's not me. I was just trying to drive you as a force from behind, and it's you who completely did it. Now imagine I spoke in two different terms from the beginning in one way, and I just now spoke in different way, right? Now use your chat window and let me know whether you like the option one or the like the option two, so that I'll continue the same way how you would like to listen to me. You can use the chat window and tell me whether you, I mean, like from the beginning. Oh, Nag says number two. Right. So I'm just still waiting. Let me just wait for this, because I really love to go with the people's option or opinion. I don't have the time to uh, type in a poll or create a poll here, but let me just see how many of you will be reacting. Again, two. Great, 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 great. No worries. I'm very much open for feedback. it's all about your understanding. If you think that you'll be understanding it. Oh, number two, Nandini says we like it as you speak normally. Bharat says one. Okay, next, more. Now let us have some more funniest things happening. Just give me one moment. I'll switch on the lights here so that you can see me. Yes, friends. So I'm still waiting for these options. I appreciate Guts, Grace, Gumpton. That's the fuel to anyone who wish to bring in transformation. Number two, number two, number two. So many people are saying number two. Normal way. Pratyusha says normal. Okay, okay. Well, it's not about that accent. What I'm trying to put it across. I'll definitely use both the ways here. I'll definitely put the things in both the patterns or fashions where you will be understanding. So let us try to first understand what exactly you are supposed to do be the best speaker. If you want to be the best speaker across the globe or even anywhere on this planet Earth, what are the things that you are supposed to take care is what it's all about. How you drive it. I just gave you the bike. I just gave you the car, and you said you know driving. Now how you drive it is what matters. It's all in your intonation, Karthikeya. Thanks. Thank you very much, Nag. So now let me make it very simple. If you are a teacher, if you are a professor, if you're a faculty, I mean, like, if you're a software engineer or a professional, if you're a student, whoever it is, there are certain factors that we need to remember. Factor number one, be a good speaker by having an effective communication. Try to speak up, make it very casual, make it a friendly manner. Don't just try to be over professional or over conscious, like just wearing a blazer with a tie and sitting in a hot sun. That doesn't suit us. You know what? I just feel like Mr. Bean then. What is happening around me? Where am I? Is this the right environment? It doesn't matter. You start speaking. You just take a flow in such a way. You just take the flow in such a way that where people will be like, okay, I love to listen to her. I love to listen to him. Just drive them very smoothly. Drive them very smoothly. How is it possible? Just avoid the sounds like mm, uh, oh, this is not a music class, right? We are just trying to make it as a communication class. This is not a music class, so let's not use those or a kind of sounds. And the second important factor is when you're trying to speak effectively, when you're trying to communicate effectively with someone, make sure your body language is good. Now when I say body language, it's all about sitting, it's about standing, it's about the eye contact, and it's about the presentation style. The gestures are very important. Imagine what if I sit like this. Imagine what if I sit like this when I'm talking to you, or if I just relax like this. Still talking to you, right? Still I'm speaking to you all. What's the problem? Why can't you listen to me? Do you think my mind is really conscious about what I'm trying to speak? No. The way I get relaxed, the way I go back and put myself in a different mode, my mind also reacts similarly. First of all, my mind says, Karthik, you are in a relaxed mode, just speak relaxedly. Karthik, you are in a different nervous mode, you be nervous. Why should I fold my hands? Why should I keep them under my chin? Why should I keep playing with my nose? Leave the hands freely. Since the beginning of the session, if you have observed, I've just left the hands very, very freely. I never love to try. I never love to tie my hands and then, uh, speak something. I think Nandini, you raised a hand. Any question or anything you would like to say, you can just use the chat window, Nandini. I can just look into that and respond. I can definitely respond on this. You can use the chat window. Right. So that's the first thing. You just be a very, very friendly speaker. I mean, you might be a professional, you might have for years of experience, but ground to earth, get down to earth, and talk to the person like the same age group. How many of us love to, really go and meet your favorite film star? Everyone loves favorite politician. We love to meet them. Now, when you get an opportunity to meet them, how many of us will really talk to them? Very, very, very few people. Why? The reason is our preparedness in meeting the film star or a politician or anyone to that matter was very high. But when we really got the opportunity, we missed it out because we not getting words because of the nervousness, because of the happiness. All these things happen when you get onto the stage. Simple, but friends, keep yourself calm, keep yourself cool, keep yourself away from all sorts of worries. Just you got an opportunity, open the mouth, speak up, be happy, make the people happy. Number one. So, factors to remember: your energy, your tone, your clarity, your intonation, your body language, and your rate of speech. What is rate of speech? Rate of speech is a very important factor. Rate of speech factor is very much found in terms of nervousness. When someone is really nervous, when someone is really with anxiety, you know what? This rate of speech plays a very, very, very crucial role. It will allow the person to either run like, okay, I need to speak this and catch hold of my bus. Number one. And number two, you'll feel like, when will this fellow end the speech? When will this fellow, stop talking? It will be like you see on the screen some text, right? If a person who's just speaking like a slow, I should tell you the character from Zootopia movie, a sloth character. It will be like, I'm just trying to give you a demo how it looks like it, and the way it speaks, makes a good speaker good. Imagine if I start reading like this, and if it's unfortunately one page content, when would I complete it? When would I finish it? When would I get back? And when will the audience go home? Never ever, it is not possible. Now, even today, I have a fear in communicating with people, in talking to people, in listening to people. But what is that fear? I'll tell you. Uh, you're saying facts, what students feeling. Can I listen another session from you, sir? I mean, you're already there in this session, right? I don't know. What do you mean by another session? If you're leaving, it's okay, sir. I can send you the recording, but uh, okay, if you can elaborate your question, that will be more helpful, Subugaru. Right, let's get back. Now, what is happening? Yeah, how fluently you speak. I have that fear called healthy fear. I'm very conscious about few things when I'm talking to someone. The first consciousness is my communication. That makes me to stand straight. Of course, I'm not standing or sitting straight right now. I'm just inclined in front of the computer right now. So you don't ask me that you're not straight. Now, number two is the words that comes out of my mind or that comes out of my mouth. As I initially said, I met certain speakers who have been there since many ages, I should say, for the last 10, 15, 20 years. But when I listen to their lectures, when I listen to their sessions, are they really reachable to the students in terms of their words? Inspiring or motivating people doesn't mean that you use such words where people get offended. I've seen enough speakers who did this. You cannot just straight away point out at someone like this and say, you are this. Trust me, it's a bad habit, rather not a professionalism. You cannot be a good speaker. Forget about being a great speaker or a global speaker. You cannot even be a good speaker. When you need to say something to someone, just point out all the five fingers like this and then do this. Same way, when you're saying something, if I have to say it to someone like, okay, you're not really good at this point of time. I mean, like, you're not supposed to speak like this, Karthik. No, do you think it's a professional way of putting the things across? No. Karthik, I think this could not be done. Or Karthik, I think you could avoid doing this so that it could be more professional. It all depends what sort of words you use to ensure the audience will not get offended. Ensure that audience still allowed to listen to you even if you give a negative feedback, but in a professional way. How is it possible? It's all possible only when we know what words to use and how to put the things across. In one of the session, a trainer, a speaker rather, he was called as a great speaker rather. I mean, many people call them as a great speakers. Now, this person, the great personality, he was just trying to address people in a different way. Trust me, it was not professional. Maybe the students are very younger to him, but when you're on a public audience, you're not supposed to. I don't know how many of you will understand Telugu. but okay, I don't want to put it in Telugu, but very particularly talking about one person with a particular straightforward direct speech and pointing in a point blank. It sounds like this. Do you know something? Okay, do you know something? Or I would like to know what exactly you know. Two sentences makes a big difference. There's some chat message here. So you're saying facts, students feeling. Can I listen to another session from you? So no, I'm listening, sir, but I want to listen some more sessions. Public speaker. Yeah, okay. Sure, sir. I'll definitely let you know. I'll keep you posted on this about my further sessions. You can actually see my videos on YouTube channel. I'll share that link also. Now, the reason why I'm telling is the words what we use makes a big difference. The words what we come up with makes a very big difference. If I'm addressing, if I'm, is that message from here? I didn't understand what is that message from here. Okay, when I particularly look at some people's speech, I feel like mesmerizing, spellbinding, outstanding. No words. I just love to. I was a part of a session in Mumbai where Google CEO Sundar Pichai was there. I was a part of many global sessions. I was a part of a couple of leadership sessions by Ashish Vidyarthi, who who is still serving a villain character in movies in Telugu industry. But trust me, he's one of the global leader, one of the finest leaders I have ever seen. Now, when you have such real-time people who can teach us a lot of things, if we have things to learn, listen to these lectures. Now, the words what we use, and number three, the way we put the things across and make the people to really understand them. When you are supposed to be a good speaker on a platform, the first and I mean, apart from many factors what we have, I mean, which we have already discussed, there are certain other factors which we need to remember, that how to question someone, how to convey a message, how to actually narrate the discussion. Now, if you have to ask something, someone some question, how is that you are going to ask? If you want to put some discussion on the table, how is that you are going to put the discussion? If you want to have any such narration or discussion to happen with large group, how is that you are going to do? You are the only one speaker and you are trying to manage hundreds of people or 10 people or 20 people to that matter, right? So it's not that easy task to manage people, whether it is a small crowd or a big crowd. Okay, the first and foremost impression what you make from the beginning of the speech or from the beginning of the session, the biggest challenge is for a speaker, it has to last long till the end of the session. The speaker has to ensure that people are there with me and I'm there with them. Please give some space to the people. Let the audience talk to you. Let the audience, understand you. Let the audience question you. Let the audience respond to you. Let the audience be a part of your speech. You know what, let the audience be a part of your speech. So I mean to say, now for example, like earlier I did, I asked Amir sir to speak about it. Now I might ask Nag sir also to speak something where I'll be silence. I mean, I'll keep myself in silent mode for some time. Why am I doing this? Looking at all the profiles after registration, looking at the designations what we have, looking at the kind of inputs I'm getting on the chat window. Okay, a real leader or a speaker is someone who only doesn't speak for the entire session, who makes others to be a part of that session, who makes others to involve into that session, who allows them to give some valuable inputs so that the rest of the audience feel that importance. That really inspires many other people, like that particular person. I should also get an opportunity to get recognized, and I should also be able to advise people. Now let's come back to this. This is something I found very interesting. Of course, many of you must have seen on online. It's not one, two, three, four, five. There are totally 110 factors, 110, 110 factors that made a real influence in terms of public speaking. What are the reasons why people fail? What are the reasons why people really tend to do this? If you look at the category one, this one in the red, it shows nervousness. But when you look at the voice part, trust me, there are 7 to 32, there are almost 25 different types of options. I mean, like parameters that should be met. When you look at the body language, when you look at the body language, okay, when you look at that particular parameter, now you have how many? 33 to 75. That means somewhere close to 42 parameters. And facial expressions, and then language. I did not speak about all these things from the beginning, but now I'm trying to speak about not every factor. Trust me, I'm not going to take your time for every factor, but I'm going to share this with everyone. These are the some of the important things that happens in, I mean, where people fail or people succeed depending on these factors. What are these? Articulation, and you see bass piece, timbre, unbalanced feet. Now, this is something I find when some sessions are going on, it from the in the with respect to the students or with respect to the employees. Now, what happens here is when someone is feeling really nervous or when someone is feeling really tensed or worried, they just keep going onto the toes of the finger like this. They can't stand straight. They just fold their fingers. That means they're, you know, when someone is speaking to you, you can observe the entire personality. You can find some nervous points on them, right? And number two, when you look at the voice, many people fail in communication just because of one prime reason: they don't open the mouth very widely. There is a proper way to open the mouth. We don't do that. We never open the mouth widely. We just feel like, okay, I'm doing this. It's like a ventriloquism. Hi, hello, how are you all? Today I'm going to talk to you all about how to be an effective communicator. So effective communication, I don't even know whether I'm talking with my nose or I'm speaking with my mouth. Open the mouth. God has given ample stretchable mouth, right? Why? Pronunciation is the most important factor. When you don't pronunciate the words properly, where is the point of someone understanding the word correctly? If I say, no, I'll type the word, I mean, I'll say the word HOUR. Still, many people pronounce it as hover or honest. It's our honest. There are a lot of words like we should know the sounds correctly. In order to pronunciate correctly, we should know the English sounds. If you know the sounds correctly, you'll be able to pronunciate correctly. If you're able to pronunciate properly, people will be able to understand you clearly. For that, you need to open the mouth. If you want, I'll demonstrate you how proper I mean, how should you properly speak. You know what? When I say, if you look at me on the screen clearly, if you look at me on the screen, uh, I'll just try to read the alphabets in two different ways. A flat mode, like a ventriloquism. Okay. Now, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. No variations, no intonations, no ups and downs, nothing. Now, but if you actually pronounce it properly, this is how it goes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. If you look at my face, if you have seen it, different expressions, different movements. If I don't give that properly, the alphabet cannot be pronunciated properly. The sound will not come out properly. When the alphabet itself is not pronunciated properly, how can I expect the word to be pronunciated properly? And when I cannot pronunciate the word properly, how can my audience understand me properly? And when my audience cannot understand me properly, how can I be a good speaker or even a normal speaker? I'm not targeting about a great speaker or an outstanding speaker. To be a normal speaker where people can understand us. Now, this is a one thing we need to remember. Pronunciation is very important. A lot of factors will be affecting us. In order to be a good global speaker, in order to be a good global speaker, the factors that we need to remember are the words what we use are very, very important. Simple example, there will be a presentation, okay, which you might be doing, or for example, you are an expert from an industry. You are invited to a school to address the students on importance of communication. Now imagine if you address the students of the school in a same way on this communication, like how you address your employees in your company. We think that, can we think that the student can understand this? Never. A great speaker or an outstanding speaker is someone who knows how to reach the bottom line, how to reach a student at a very, 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 very ground level. Stay with them, sit with them, make them to understand, or take the flow in such a way it reaches to every single student sitting in that room in a normal human understandable language that makes them to feel better. Because end of the day, when you say any questions, any doubts, any feedback, when you're not getting anything in response, there are two things: either they understood completely or they didn't understand anything. Anything is possible, not even one thing, both. Anything is possible, right? So to be a global speaker or to be an outstanding speaker, the first and foremost factor is ensure your content is, or the subject about which you are going to speak is absolutely known to you. Number two, ensure the kind of words what we are going to use are really, really powerful. They are not just some normal words. Make such words which makes a huge impact. Number three, be sure of whatever the content you're presenting, and that knowledge is already what you have. Be prepared with your content. Whenever you're doing a session, at least have two slides. Let the slides be there, right? Show them what you wanted to on the slides. That makes a big impact. Make stories around. Make stories around real time stories. Like I said about my interviews. When you're trying to say something, just make some stories about where the people will feel like, okay, this is something that might happen in my life, or that has already happened in my life. So that's another factor. So build some stories around. Make the people to listen. Make the people to talk to you. Make the people to talk to you in such a way that people feel like, okay, he has given me an opportunity. He has given me an opportunity to think or to speak. Now, after this, now I'm about to end the session in another 2 to 3 minutes. After this, I will allow five people to speak for 2 minutes or for some time, where I will be assessing, or I'll be trying to understand what type of speaker he or she is going to be. I'm not assessing someone as an expert. It's not about my judgment here. I'm just trying to listen to those people, and on a personal window, I'll give the feedback. If it is fine with you, those who are really about to take it, yes, I welcome all of them. But again, remember, students, you first become a normal speaker, but you can still be a speaker who can be globally recognized. It's just by the way you start speaking, and it all depends from the way you introduce yourself. Now I'll tell you what happens in many of the sessions today. If you have observed, I started my session saying, ladies and gentlemen. I don't normally start the sessions with a normal word. I really wanted to make something special. I really wanted to do something unique where people will remember, like, okay, Karthik started like this, Karthik did this. I'm ready to take your challenge, Mr. Karthik. It's not a challenge, don't worry, Bharat. It's just it's a general discussion that we are going to take. Now, the most important factor in terms of being a global leader, the next factor, emotional balancing. What do you mean by emotional balancing or emotional engagement? No, the moment you are on a dais, you're on a great platform, or you are at a place where you are about to speak something, you will meet the audience who like you, who will not like you. You will get positive feedback, you will get negative feedback, or you will be brought out to a moment, you will be brought out to a situation where you will be definitely made to feel good or bad even. Now, for example, I most of the time sit in the rounds of stress interviews for many colleges. The main agenda of sitting in the stress interview is not to make someone feel bad. I really make them to get tears out of their eyes, but my intention is not to make them feel bad. I just try to check how emotionally they are able to balance themselves. Even whatever happens at that particular point of time, you control your anger, you control your emotion, you control your sadness, but still try to maintain the same pace of talk. If someone says, no, Karthik, you're a very bad speaker, yes, I really understand that I might be a bad speaker, but I'm still trying to push how better I can be. I'm still trying to see how can I be a better or a good speaker rather. I know I might have failed in the past, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to fail again in the future. How positively you're going to drive it forward. Nobody is a straight away successful fellow in this world. People have failed. People have been failing. People will fail. But how you overcome and how you tell that to the world is what matters, right? So overall, I would like to say some of the factors which you need to remember. Number one is your communication. We need to be very good at communication. It all depends how you manage your energy, tone, clarity, intonation, rate of speech, all these factors. Number two, the kind of grammatical knowledge what we strictly follow. Don't use the sentences like I coming, he going, middle, middle, no talking. It's not going to work, right? Number three, how better can you how better can you present someone, or how better can you try to impress someone? Impression is not about impressing a girl or something. I'm very sorry to say this. I'm not trying to impress a girl or a boy here. I'm just trying to impress people with the kind of words I use, what sort of words I come up with, what sort of examples I come up with, what sort of uh, you know what sort of punch statements or the statements that really make a difference I come up with is what matters. And number four, the kind of words you use. And number five, short, sweet, and simple formula. Whatever you want to speak, you make it in a very, very, very simple way. Now I'll tell you two different ways of um, how people introduce themselves. Usually, most of the time, people feel like I'm introducing myself very well. As an HR, I happen to see so many disastrous introductions. Trust me. Whenever I go to a college, whenever I'm a part of a session, the way people, really, really, really try to, uh, you know, make the audience to know about me, or they introduce me, the kind of introduction they give. Trust me, I just feel like running away without a pen and paper, or you being the person talking about yourself for at least 1 minute about you is a big challenge these days. And please let us stop that traditional approach of saying, my name is Karthik and I'm from Hyderabad. And I've been working with this company for so and so years, or I'm a student from this particular college, my highest qualification. Who is bothered about all these things? This is a highly traditional approach. I know since ages people have been following the same approach where, there is no change at all. There is no change. People have been saying the same. Now, how this can be different? You know that you are a person with a lot of hobbies, interests, passions. You are a person who is unique from everyone. You are a person who created your own identity. You have your own factors. Now use those factors and try to speak up. No, this is how it should go. Hey guys, or if you're talking to one particular person, hey hi, very good evening. So I would like to just introduce myself in a very simple manner. So I'm Karthik, a person who is very passionate about photography. Of course, I really love to do photography, and I'm a passionate trainer, which made me to stand in front of many people in many sessions or occasions where I've delivered a lot of lectures. Trust me, that gives me a lot of happiness. Now, when apart from this, what I do for my living is that I work as an HR with a company, and I'm currently serving as a senior HR manager. And this has been a good job for me for the past 4.5 years, and I really love to do this. And before that, I was associated with a couple of companies as a manager of learning and development, and a few other designations which I held about. And when it comes to my hobbies, I am a person who loves to really do gardening. Trust me, if I sit for gardening, and that takes hours together. I really love to take care of the plants like anything. And this is what happening currently. Now, when I look at all these factors, what do you think? Don't this be good? Can't we try to introduce ourselves in a way where people try to see us differently? Try to do this. Try to make your own audio and feel like, okay, um, you know, you just try to understand what people will say about this, right? Don't just give a formal introduction and start the speech in a way. Hey everyone, very good evening. So I see that today we had a wonderful climate over in Hyderabad. So trust me, it's been very pleasant and peaceful. And after having such a huge or a lot of sunny days, today it's going to be very cool. I'm sure this is going to continue for 2 more days. And if this is going to really continue, we are the one of the happiest souls in Hyderabad. And very good evening to one and all. And this is Karthik. And today I'm your host. No one is going to stop you, right? Think creative, think innovative, try to be someone different. And if you get stuck at some point of presentation, don't just try to hang over here and there. I actually understand because of some technical glitch, we always get this particular issue. Our laptops get stuck, or the presentations get stuck. But not to worry, I still have some more things to discuss about this. So we actually got stuck at this particular point where I was discussing about the essentials of communication. You drive the story continuously. You don't get stuck somewhere. You drive, 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 drive. How are these things possible? How much time do you need to become a good speaker or a great speaker or a global speaker? Half an hour a day. It's like a tablet, half an hour a day. You start practicing. You practice the way you wanted to, the way you wanted to really, really, really be in. I'm ready to listen to all your audios. You create an audio, send it to me. I'll listen to you. I'll listen to that particular audio and give you the feedback. Or you share it with someone who can give you a real time feedback. Keep practicing on a daily basis, daily basis, daily basis, right? So now I would like to uh, actually check because uh, I would like to really check with first. Just give me one quick moment. Uh, let us go in a different chronological order or different order or in a pattern. We have Subugaru sir. Would you like to speak something for about a minute or two, or would you like to say something, sir? Hello, Subugaru.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hi, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, fine, sir. Please, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen who are hearing Kartikeya Kumar Kadanani sir's classes session. So, yeah, myself, Subbareddy, I'm from Kadapa. So, actually, my friend suggested the session today afternoon, and then I'm very passionate about to think, to listen new things and to approach new peoples, and while they are speaking, how they are speaking, how they are maintaining their body language like that. So like that, I'm very passionate to listen such type of persons speaking. So now only just I'm listening Kartikeya sir session. So it's a fantastic session, sir. So I had listened many, I mean 10 to 15 class sessions like this sessions. But you said what you said. It's a natural thing, sir. What you said, it's a natural things. What students are suffering nowadays, and it's simply I understand very well what you said about today's session. It's all about communication. So many people have certificates, many people have a lot of money, fame, everything. So that, but they don't have communication. So that's why they are all feeling something nervous. So whenever we have communication, at that time we will make something, we will create anything in this world. So this is all about what I want to say to who are hearing Kartikeya sir session. Thank you so much, sir, for giving glad opportunity. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Bharat, would you like to speak for a minute or two?
Sure, Mr. Karthik, definitely. I want to speak. Eagerly, I'm waiting to speak whenever you want, whenever you give me permission to speak. Because
Yeah,
uh, since a few weeks onwards, I'm hearing your sessions. I've
thank
been
you.
taking part in your sessions also because I'm also starting a new career in your path. Tomorrow onwards, I have been starting my sessions with Nigerian people.
Wonderful,
Uh,
wonderful.
yeah, regarding all communications, entrepreneurship, leadership skills, and all the things. And
Oh, that's great.
yeah, really. And moreover, I'm glad to say what you said is absolutely true. And most of the people can utilize this type of things. They can motivate, can implement it in their daily life so that it will helpful to their communication skills to develop day by day. Nowadays, it is very important, because after this post lockdown, so many jobs will come, so many things will be happen newly. So
Right.
that this time is a peak time to develop ourselves, to develop our personality development skills, so that it will helpful to acquire some knowledge, as well as to gain some of the things what we kept as our goals, so that we can achieve our natural things what we want to establish in our daily life also, so that it makes us a good platform to lead us a good career as well as a good path. This is what I want to deliver.
Great. Thank you very much, Bharat. That was good to hear from you. So, yes, and one more important thing, whenever we are trying to deliver some speech, or whenever we are trying to deliver some content, when we are trying to help someone, the first and foremost thing we need to remember is to what extent our knowledge is good on that particular subject. Because when we start speaking in front of people, trust me, you will get the questions from all the corners of the public. And if you are not in a position to answer, you'll just find all the stars in the daylight. So before we start speaking to someone, it's very important that we need to remember about the subject knowledge. You should be a subject matter expert. And if you're really that subject matter expert, trust me, it is just like this. It's just a matter of small work. You can just clear off every session, and people will be with you. People love to talk to you. People will love to listen to you. So I love to listen from another one or two people, like if they want to give any inputs to the audience here, if they want to say something to the audience, yes, I welcome them. Nag sir, or anyone, Amir sir, anyone, even girls can speak up.
Yes, sir. I would like to speak a few
Yes,
things.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The way you demonstrated now how to introduce yourself is an excellent way.
Thank
I
you, sir.
have been practicing this since many days, but still the perfection didn't come. Frankly
Okay.
speaking, being a trainer, I really appreciate that you have demonstrated it in a perfect way today.
Thank you very
I
much,
know
sir.
you since a long time, but still, today was an excellent demonstration of the presentation that you have given.
Thank you very much.
Because I am working as I started as a counselor, as a counselor, like a career counselor. Many of
Okay.
the students come to me, and believe me, they are technically very sound, perfect. They can solve any problem, but they cannot express themselves.
True, that's
I
true.
can give an example. In the project meeting, there were two candidates from here itself from India when I was working over there in Gulf. So in the meeting, everybody is speaking, but these two candidates technically so sound that they can solve any problem, but they cannot. No, sir. Okay, right, sir. Carry on, sir. You told that. That's it. If, believe me, if they would have communicated in a proper way, they would have reached to some other destination.
True.
Like, for example, I can give like based on their skills. For example, if they are earning 10K at that particular point of time, if the communication would have been better, they would have earned more than 20K. And the same thing happens in the interview as well. Like, for example, in an interview, they will they specify the pay scale from this range to that range. For example, from 10K to 25K. If the candidate present himself in a proper way, instead of 10K, he can get 25K for the same job. So I really appreciate the way you are presenting these sessions very passionately. Your desire to help the students, I can see that from your tone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
This is what I can tell, and I really encourage students to join, or if you are giving some sessions at your place or at your institute, I really encourage those students to join you and take advantage of your presentation skills and or whatever soft skills you are dealing in. Thank you very much.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, sir. I'm actually running the courses through online at this point of time, but post lockdown, I'll be starting my sessions in KPHB, but actually my profession is into HR. So just because of this COVID, since we are not able to go out anywhere, and I'm just sitting at home instead of sitting idle, I thought I can do all these activities. But even though I joined some other job post COVID, I'll definitely be doing all these activities without any interruption, at least on weekends for sure.
All the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have someone else waiting here.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Can I, sir?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Very good evening to one and all. This is Dr. Jai.
Yeah, please.
Initially, I would like to thank Mr. Karthik for giving such a wonderful session. Actually, from the topic, initially I thought, it's how to become a global speaker. I was something shocked how to start off with a global speaker, because this is the first session which I was hearing your session. How to become a global speaker, or something very interesting. So since afternoon, I was just waiting for your session, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You made it in such a simple way, because people forget that the basic is very important. The way you presented yourself about the communication, the body language, the way you need to present in front of the audience, it was all awesome, sir. Flawless.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm a teacher. I'm basically a professor. I'm basically a professor in management. I'm also a training and placement officer. I've been hearing various sessions, seminars from various people, but the way you presented for the last 1 hour was superb, sir. This will surely go down to each and every student who are present in this session. This will surely help them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Coming to me, yes, I always had a passion to do things differently since my school days. Initially, I wanted to become a sportsman in my school. I really made it again because it was my passion again. Once I completed my schooling days, then I wanted to become a singer. I made it again because it was my passion. Great. Then I wanted to become a professor in a management college. Yes, then I did it. Then I always wanted to be a leader, maybe in the form of politics or something. Then I joined a political force and started working with it. These are all towards leading me towards the passion. Now I really wanted to become a speaker, a motivational speaker. But the session which you are given in this today's session has really given me lots of points to really how to become a speaker. I have been listening to various speakers, listening to various videos, but the way you presented it made it so simple, like 3 years, like it. The way you made it, it was very simple, very clear, and really hit directly to me. And thank you so much for this, sir. And really all the best wishes to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Karthik.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can.
I think it was Dr. Jairam who spoke to you just now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
if I'm right. Yeah. If I'm right.
Yeah.
Dr. Jairam, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening.
Thank you, Dr. Jairam, for asking me to join this webinar.
Thank you so much. My pleasure, sir.
Yeah. So, first of all, I should thank Karthik for giving us such a great lecture on how to become an influential speaker.
Thank you, sir.
Karthik,
thank you so much.
Karthik, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. My name is Pavan Chakravarti.
Sir.
I'm a doctorate in English from EFL University, the English and Foreign Languages University.
Yes, sir.
It was a very good talk. Amazing, because most of the youth these days,
sir,
though they have hard skills, they don't have these soft skills. That is why they are lagging behind. Yeah?
Yes, sir. You're right.
So your talk, I think will help them. Get some self-confidence and go ahead in their lives.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I joined this a little late.
Sir.
Yeah, I now regret.
Sir.
I joined the webinar a little late. I now regret. But I would just like to know whether it was just a talk about how to introduce oneself or how to give an influential talk. Karthik?
Sir, it's all about, I started initially like how to be a better communicator and a speaker and all these things. So finally, I ended up saying how to introduce yourself in a very different and a unique way rather than just giving a traditional introduction. Because
Fine.
for many of the sessions I've been listening others introducing me in such a way that I feel like better I would have introduced myself. So that was one of the feeling I used to get.
Yes,
So
wonderful, wonderful. But
yes,
I'd like to just add one more thing, one
please
more
sir,
feather to your cap.
please sir.
That is, most of the people,
Sir,
when invited to a stage or a dais,
yes sir,
they get confused as to how to open their talk, as to
yes,
how
yes,
to continue, and
yes
how
sir,
to conclude their talk.
yes sir.
So, in the next session, I hope you concentrate on that.
Definitely, sir. Or if you
This
are
is
ready,
just a,
like if you are
uh,
really willing, like we both can organize one session and you can actually help the people to learn better things also.
sure.
We both can plan.
I did a course when I was doing my MA,
Wonderful.
one full semester course named OCAPS, Oral Communication and Presentation Skills.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, sir.
It was a 5 credit course actually.
Okay.
The whole semester
Hmm.
we were asked to focus only on how to begin, how to continue, and how to conclude the talk,
Oh, okay.
and how to create an impact on your audience.
All right.
So I think in the coming sessions,
Yes, sir.
you focus on this particular thing so that most of your audiences will find it very useful.
Yes, sir.
Instead of just giving them an overview, if you can come up with practical ideas,
True, true.
that is one or two examples.
Yes, sir.
That is, in beginning a talk, you can just crack some sensational news and grab their attention,
Yes, yes, yes.
or you can just that is bring the audience attention to one particular thing that is happening right now, something like that, and then you introduce yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
So instead of giving these tips and techniques, if you can just give 2 examples, this is one way, like you did it today.
Realistic, real-time examples.
Real examples, 1 or 2, so that
Yes.
people gain some helpful insights from your
Exactly.
talk,
Exactly.
and they try to implement their what they have learned wherever they go.
Exactly.
I'm
Sure,
sorry,
sir.
I'm taking a little more time.
No, sir.
Yeah?
It is for
But,
everyone, not only for
the
me.
thing is, after going to the dais,
Okay,
the tips that you have shared now
sir.
really work wonders for them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, really work wonders for them, no doubt about it. But the problem is how to deliver a talk.
Yes, yes.
That is very important. Not what features that we concentrate on.
Right.
A live session, if you can
Yeah, we
make
can.
it, that
We'll do it.
will work wonders for your audience, Karthik. This is what I
Definitely.
feel.
We'll
Yeah?
definitely plan it.
And
It's a good one, sir.
kindly
It's a good
take it as a
Yes.
positive
No, sir. It's
suggestion.
really important. I'll definitely do
And
this.
that will,
with your
that will
support.
definitely add one more feather to your hat.
That will be done with your support, sir.
Sure. Yeah. I'm always
Dr.
there.
Dr. Pavan Chakrathi is a professional man. Surely you can collaborate with sir and really make this, sir.
We'll make some
Yeah.
more sessions, sir.
No.
Definitely have
I'm Jairam to have introduced to Karthik. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Dr. Jairam and
We are pleased to
Karthik.
have you. We are pleased to have both
Same
of you
here.
here.
Same here. Huh?
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
signing
you.
off. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Pratyusha.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Good evening to all the respected personalities and my dear friends. So thank you for giving this opportunity for me. And I agree with the content you have delivered to us. And I also tell others that this is really helpful to everyone in their life and their career. One thing I would like to suggest is follow others, observe others whom they like, but don't just copy them. Do it in your own way. Be unique so that you can grasp others' attention. That's it, sir. I would like to tell this.
Oh, wonderful. That's really nice. That's the
Thank you,
important
sir.
factor. Let us not imitate someone. Let us be what we are. Let us not copycat.
Yes, sir.
Cool. That's great. Thank you. Yes,
Thank
we
you,
have
sir.
someone.
Thank you.
Karthik, can I?
Yes, please,
Hello, sir.
please.
Hello.
Yeah, who's this?
Yeah, sir. Myself, Mohammad Basha. You have shared a link to attend this Zoom session.
Right,
It's
please.
an opportunity for me. I am from
Yeah.
Andhra Pradesh. Myself, Mohammad Basha. I have done my MBA in the stream of Human Resource Management as well as Marketing Management 2 years ago. and I started my career as a independent trainer for the school children and colleges to spoken English and communications and different types of skills.
Okay.
I have now I have different types of, I mean, several schedules to attend the Zoom sessions regarding from 24 into 7 trainers group and different groups. I
Right.
am eagerly waiting for your attend your session. It is wonderful opportunity to know more about the global trainers. It is a amazing thing, sir, because now in our India, I mean, pan India, so many types of different trainers are there, like post trainers and yoga and different types of trainers are there. Whereas global trainers, I would like to know more that. Even though just before Pawan Chakravarti sir, he's from IFLU in the English and Foreign Languages
Right. Right.
University, said more valuable points about how we become global trainers, and I am eagerly know more about this. I feel very happy
Definitely.
that.
We'll share. We'll do some more sessions on
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Right, sir. We can have one more.
Karthik, can I take?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody here. Friends, civilians, countrymen. Actually, I changed my address after hearing there's a professor here, some other people. So I come here not only to praise our Karthik, he's doing a wonderful job. I see a lot of matter which has gone into it. The common purpose, this is one thing what's being shown. The clarity of purpose is very important. This is what many of us, of the students or even employees, they're lacking. The single most important stuff we got to concentrate is why we do what we do. And this is where I focus. I'm Nagi Reddy, I'm into the business of training. Like Kartikeya, 20 years prior to him, I was in the engineering field, no computers, nothing of that sort, gone up the very hard way. And then, what is in all the 5 M's, all the men, machine, materials, etc., etc. Whatever the good technology you have, if you don't have a proper manpower, everything will want to not. This is where you got to empower the human force. So this is where I carved a program, and this is where I'm dwelling on that, being future ready. Excellence and sustainability the call. And I always keep saying, learning is perpetual, and that is one thing which called me here to Mr. Kartikeya's table. And before I wind up my talk, I have to see something good I can share it to the people. To add value. Ladies and gentlemen, just watch out this phrase and anchor to it. I think Kartikeya will also be subscribed to it. It's an equation. Visibility plus credibility is equal to prosperity. If you want to prosper, it is your credibility. Be a master, know your subject, be SME, your subject matter expert. And then, just as other gentlemen, somebody was telling, they may be good engineers, but they're not come up. The reason, visibility lacked. You must come to the forefront. And what it requires, that's grace comes. And these are the words what you got to involve. And when you're talking, somebody says, when you go to the stage and you want to talk, you are nervous. It's not nervous, there's a butterflies. Every speaker gets it. The moment you find anything emotional, change the meaning of the emotion in your word. Just break it up. Say it's emotion, nothing but energy in motion, and you get back all the energy and the passion drives you like anything. Thank you, gentlemen. You gave me a wonderful time. It's a day to reckon with. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kartikeya.
Thank you very much, sir. That was nice to hear from you. So I really have got a lot of different, invaluable inputs from many great people here. And for everyone, I'm going to share the video link of this particular session, and my contact details are shared on chat window. And really thanks to every single individual from this group who have been a part of this. So finally, lead us, motivate, inspire, and influence others to take the initiative, work towards a common purpose, accomplish tasks, and achieve organizational objective. And today in this group, in this session, everyone is a leader. Everyone have been driving themselves and driving others also. That's really good to see. And really thanks to every single participant here. So that's all from my end for today. And very soon we are going to plan a practical session with the help of a couple of other experts also, as just advised, we'll take experts from IFLU and other organizations. We will do a practical oriented session. And this is from my end for today. And hope to see you all very soon on a different program. And I think we have a couple of chat window messages here. Thank you very much, sir. So thanks to each and every participant for for giving their time today for me, and staying with us for the last 1.5 hours time. So that's really great, and good to see you all, and have a great weekend. Of course, which has come to an end. So thank you very much. Signing off, your Karthik here. Thank you. Bye bye.